right. For these days, since I taking bridging course, I live in a dormitory in Yogyakarta. So the name is Ratnaningsi Bulak Sumur. It is located nearby veterinary faculty of UGM. But beforehand, I lived in Labuan Bajo for 3 years. I live in Labuan Bajo. Yeah. Speaking about interesting place, I think both of the place has advantages and disadvantages. You know, when you live in Yogyakarta, everything is cheap here, so it's really affordable for us. But in Labuan Bajo, you can see a beautiful view, beautiful scenery, since it is renowned by its tourist destination. So it is depend on what you are looking for in that place. Actually, since I got job in Labuan Bajo and I love that place so much, so I have planned to live there for a long time, maybe until I got retired from my job. I will live there. Um, Talking about weather, I think it's quite hot. So it's about 32 degrees Celsius for the weather. So it's quite hot, but you know you can prevent that cause of hot by like using fan or air conditioning, so it's not a big deal for me. um, okay, since the weather is so hot, people tend to more active than in another part of Indonesia. You know, uh, people usually go to the workplace at 7 a.m. in the morning, and then they will go back to their home at 4. And it's not like we never face a big chance, big threat for that things, because you know when there is usually rain in your city, in your place, you usually tend to not to go work, like you are like you prefer to live at home and not go to work. So it's better to have hot weather, I think. All right. All right. All right. Well, recently I just read a book. So the book title is Philosophy Teras in Indonesia. It's telling about Stoic, the life of Stoa, the followers of that kind of philosophy. So it kind of self-help books combined with combined with philosophy. So I think the book is really interesting because it tell me a lot about life and how we deal with other people. So usually we always overthinking, and we usually pay attention about what others people thinks about us. In that book, it tells that in life there is two kinds of dichotomy in your life. It's called by life dichotomy. It is tells about like some things that some things are can control by ourselves, but some things are cannot control by ourselves. So we only try to focus what we can control about our life, and not think too much, not spend too much our times to think about what other people thinks about us. So I spent about 2 weeks to read these books because I have to absorb all the information. It's quite hard, it's quite difficult, and uh, like I think that I will read another book related to that, since I want to have more information about that, and I want to be the followers of that kind of philosophy. All right. All right, talking about cities, a place to live, there must be some items, some criteria, or some aspect we have to find out. The first one is about the price, actually. So the cheaper the price, the better the city is to live. So it's the first consideration, and the second is the safety of the city. Even we can buy everything in that city, but uh, if there is no safety in that city, it will be useless. We always get anxious about what we have. If what if somebody like taking that from us, and the um, the safety, and then the next is the education. Yeah, education will be my consideration too. So when there are so many place to get education, like elementary school, junior high school, and even university, I will like to live there because I can give my children better education. I think that's all about that. All right. As we know that living in a city have advantages and more disadvantages, but I think it give us more disadvantages. But in this case, I will tell you about the advantages. The first one is we can get everything we want in that in cities. Since when we live in countryside, we are like hard to find what we need. Like when we want to buy food, we have to we have to take some distance to get them. And then the other one is there are so many access to good university, good education, so it's better for our children. It's related to the previous question, like it's better for our children to get to access good education, and then there will be so many competition also, so it's good for our children to practice their confidence, to boost their self-esteem also. So I live in a countryside. I spend a lot of my childhood in countryside, and I find that I have a little access to good books, and also I never participated in some kind of competition, because there is no that kind of competition held there. So it's better to live in city when we come to that kind of that kind of consideration. All right. So, uh, some days ago I write about that, and then I found out that living in the cities, the first consideration why I said that living in the city put more disadvantages is, we are in hectic life. Like we are more busier when we live in big cities. We have to wake up early, maybe in 5 a.m. Even our work hour is 8. So we have to catch bus, and we have to wait it for too long, and it affect to our habit, like our healthy lifestyle. So we tend to put unhealthy food, since it is more affordable and more easier to get. So when you live in city, you have no time to cook and to prepare your food by yourself, and there is no choice, so you have to buy it. And it usually fast food, junk food, and it's considered unhealthy, and it affect to your life expectancy, I think. So yeah, your life expectancy will get shorter, and it's the main reason like why it's better to live in countryside.